Hey, what's up guys? My name is Coach ES or JS Method. Today I want to make an update to my Annie guide for the durability patches. A lot of things have changed, especially in the runes and the builds. So today in this video I'm going to talk about when I take each rune page and when I go each build and every situation that is possible. If you guys want to know how to play Annie and a little bit more about that, go watch part 1 of the Annie guide. It's super big. I'll have that linked in the comments. Okay. So the first thing that changed is Comet and Liandry's are now really viable and are actually optimal in Annie quite a bit now, where pre-durability it kind of just wasn't. So the advantage of Comet is that it scales very well. It plays lane phase a lot slower. And Liandry's is a very strong item now because everybody has more HP and Liandry works on HP burn. And it's better for extended fights because it has more haste and these kind of things. So Liandry's and Comet, a lot better. I take this if I want to play lane phase slowly, and I know that I'm just going to scale and there's not a lot of kill opportunity, and they have people on their team building health. So if they have tanks and I'm playing lane phase slowly, I'm building this. Or if they have like a lot of melee characters, I'm building this because Liandry's or allies is really good against melee characters because you just slow them and then they all just wither down to the burn. So that's when I'll go this. Personally, I will always go this top page. If it's a green circle, it means you can swap it out for that, and that's fine. But personally, this is what I'm going. A lot of the other top Annies are going this bottom page, where they're replacing red secondary with green secondary, and they're taking scaling resistances and health. And this gives you more defensive options, but personally, I think Taste of Blood helps a lot, because if you're going to play a lot slower, Taste of Blood gives you the sustain to kind of stay in lane, and you don't have to back as often, and I think it matches a little bit better. And I never really liked conditioning, but this is, I think both of these are very good. If I'm going to go Comet and I want to play slow and they're building lots of HP, I'm going to go Comet. And then if you go Comet, you pretty much always go the Liandry's build. So this is the biggest change since durability. This is now viable. This wasn't really viable, pre-durability, but it's actually optimal if they're going to build health and if lane phase is going to be slow and you can't kill them. Okay. The second rune page. Now, this is my bread and butter from pre-durability. It's Electrocute into burst items. Now, I go this when lane phase is abusable. So if I'm playing into like an assassin, if I'm playing into a burst mage like Ari or Zoe, I'm doing this. If I want to solo carry and their team is squishy, I'm going this. If they're a lot tankier, this isn't as good because you won't be able to one-shot people, but I still go this quite a bit when I want to dominate lane and when I want to kind of carry against squishies. Again, the stuff that I have selected is what I go personally every single game. The green circles means sometimes other good Annies take these, and I think these are okay options. The one thing I'll swap out is Scorch. I will take Scorch into Assassins. If I know the game is going to end before 20 minutes, I take Scorch. Scorch, it makes your early trades a lot better. It makes your lethal range a lot higher, so it lets you kill people more often. However, Gathering Storm is really good for pushing. It's really good for mid and late game. But if I know the game's going to be decided in the first 10 minutes, I'm taking Scorch. So usually it's into like, you know, if they have like a Zed mid and a really early game jungle, like I'll take Scorch and try to kill them. Okay. So for the builds, there's 2 builds I go here with this rune page, depending on the game. The first one is Luden's tier 2 Sork Shoes into like full AP. I'll go Rabadon's Void Staff if I know the game's going to last a long time. If I want to spike early and I know the game's going to end soon, that's when Shadow Flame's good. But if the game's not going to end very quickly, Rabadon's and Void Staff just outscale it. So like 90% of my games, I'm going Deathcap Void Staff. It's only if I know the game's going to end soon and I need the early spike that I'll go Shadow Flame. And then there's situational items you can mix in when you need them. So this is really good for solo carrying. It gives you lots of mana, so like you don't need blue buff. It gives you a decent amount of ability haste. So even after you drop your cooldowns, you'll have them back up soon enough so you can stun and you can do lots of damage over the fight. So if I'm playing, like if I'm smurfing or I want to solo carry and I don't trust my jungle to give me blue buff, I'm going to go this Luden's build with this rune page every single time. So when I go Proto Belt, there's a couple things Proto Belt is better at. So Proto Belt has more damage, more magic pen, but It has less ability haste, so your cooldowns take longer to come up. And it has less mana, so you won't be able to cast as many spells. You can only cast like 2 or 3 rotations, then you gotta reset. And the Rocket Belt bullets, when you activate Rocket Belt and the little bullets shoot out, those proc spell shields. So if I know they're gonna build a Banshee's Veil, or if I know, they have Sivir spell shield, or Nocturne spell shield, or Edge of Night, or Crown of the Shattered Queen, Rocket Belt procs all of those shields, and it's very, very, very good at proccing that shield, and then you cast all your spells, and they just die. And you stun them, and it's reliable. So I'll go this if I trust my jungle, and I know that I can just one-shot their whole team, or if they're building lots of spell shields. If I know they're going to have lots of spell shields, I don't want to waste my stun into spell shields, I don't want to waste my ult into spell shields, so I'll just take Proto Belt, and I'll use the Proto Belt into the spell shield. For the items after the Mythic, it's the same thing. If the game's going to end really, really, really fast, Shadow Flame is good. Otherwise, Death Cap into Void Staff just outscales it into situational items based on what you need. So the last rune page I go is Predator. So Predator has the same build paths, but I'll go Predator when I can't play lane phase and their team is really squishy. So if I'm playing against a counter matchup, let's say they picked Orianna, let's say they picked Cassiopeia, and you have like a high tempo jungler, then I'm taking Predator, right? So if I have a Kindred jungle and a strong bot lane, and my lane opponent, like lane phase, I'm not going to be able to solo kill them, I'm going to take Predator. The major differences in the minor runes is you take Predator, obviously, and then you take Ingenious Hunter, because Ingenious Hunter makes Predator come up faster, but it also makes your items come up faster. So the passive on Ludens, where you hit them and like the little like lightning comes out or whatever it is, this will come up faster, and then the Rocket Belt obviously will come up faster. So Ingenious Hunter is a must take with Predator. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same runes. I'm usually taking Scorch more often because I know I'm just going to run around early game and try to get lots of solo kills. But yeah, Sorks are really good. You try to rush Sorks if you're going Predator, and then you just try to shove waves and run. Shove and roam, shove and roam, shove and roam. You shove the wave. You're trying to not interact with the enemy laner at all because it's a matchup that usually sucks for you, and you want to snowball your teammates. You want to snowball your Kindred. You want to snowball your Lucian Nami. You want to snowball your top laner, whatever it is. But these are the 3 rune pages I take, and those are kind of the scenarios and my thought process for taking each one. If I can't kill them in lane, then I'm going to think Comet or Predator. If they're squishy, I'll go Predator, and I'll run around and help my teammates. If their team is tanky, I'll go Comet, I'll scale, I'll build Liandry's, I'll build Rallies. If I can kill them in lane, I'm going to take Electrocute because I'm going to try to solo kill you. And then I'm going to build burst items, and I'm going to carry that way. So that's kind of my thought process. Some of the runes I take change. And how often, like I'll take Comet quite a bit now, where before durability, I wasn't taking Comet at all. And I'm probably taking Predator a little bit less now because it's either Electrocute or Comet. But I hope you guys found this build and rune explanation helpful. If you guys want to learn how to actually put this into practice and how to dominate on Annie, check out my rank 1 Annie guide. I was rank 1 Annie for like 2 months this season, and it teaches you how to play Annie, how Annie wants to play fights, how she wants to play lane phase. I have an example VOD in the video of me showing you this is what it looks like. So go check that out. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I'll see you around. Peace.